Okay, today is October 4th, 2015. Let's take a look at the market, and then we go to some of the stock. Then we look at the TOT and also the US dollar a little bit to just kind of get a gauge where the market is heading. Because last week when the job report came out, the data seems to be pointing at the direction that a rate hike is probably has been completely ruled out for 2015. Unless something have changed dramatically between now and December. I think the October is pretty much throughout the window when we saw that disappointed job report of 142,000 new job created versus an expectation of 200,000 or more. So let's take a look at the S&P 500. On the S&P 500, we did expect it to push through here on this 913, and get up to possibly to this 1948, and then we are looking for a potential pullback here. So right now we seem to got a reversal day on Friday after the job report came out. The market sold off, and then it reversed itself and did a complete 180-degree turnaround. And it ended up closing up over 27 point. So right now we're basically is looking to see if there's any follow through. If there's some follow through, we expect this thing to push up to this 1972, and then maybe it will come back down. So if it push up here and come back down and be able to continue to push through and take out this pivot high, then we could possibly see the 2040 come back in play, because there's going to be a resistant area here. Okay, so right now we're essentially just kind of monitoring this to see will there be any continuation, because a lot of people was thinking this is a short cover rally, and that might be the case, but also looking at some of the price action, it seems like some of the long-term players back in on this thing. So there's certainly some value player buying up some of the stock there, or at least to a little bit of a longer term than a just these short-term day traders. So if we go and take a look at the spider, let me get on the spider here. And again, we're basically looking at a push through to this 195.45, and if we take a look at the intraday, we could go back and kind of recap. Originally, we were looking at this head and shoulder. We got this breakout, breakdown on this head and shoulder, and we're saying that it's going to come up and give us a little bit head fake. A little bit of a shake and bake, and then it come back down and possibly go and retrace 80% of the move. But right now it seems like we're also looking at the possibility that it could push through this 145 and then maybe come back down to give us a little bit of a H pattern breakdown right now. So we're going to see, is there any follow through on a continuation move next week to see could it get up to this 196, which is the 38.2. Now here's the pivot point, this 199 or 200. If it come up to this point here, then we're essentially talking about this trading band. So again, we essentially could do a little bit of a major move to see is it going to come back down, and if it break out and come back and retest, get a little bit of a zigzag of a higher high, higher low, then we could sort of have a confirmation that we have this little bit of a double bottom or W type of a pattern breakout. Then we'll be looking at coming up to maybe retest the previous high or get close to it, and then we start looking at these level back up again. But right now we're essentially seeing some resistance. There could be some resistance right here at this 195. Okay, so we're going to see could it push through this 195, and if it could push through this 195, then the next level that we want to keep an eye on is this December 16 close near this 197.90. That's basically this 198 level, and then the next push through, if we could get above that, then it's most likely we probably will see it to try to push through above this this pivot and get into this 204 area. Okay, and then looking at the Nasdaq, let's go and look at the Nasdaq here. Again, we're basically looking for this level to be the support, and then kind of push through here. Right now, we're essentially still looking at this thing to come up and possibly attack this level 43.49, 43.50. But we're also kind of keeping an eye on the possibility of getting up to somewhere around this pivot here, get above this 43.50 on this pivot and see could it break this pivot and then move up to the next level of resistance back up here on the April or the May high. So right now, essentially, just kind of keep an eye on this particular level here. These let me get my cursor here. This this level. Okay, that would be the first resistance level, and then this right here, this 43.50, essentially this trend line here. Okay, then the support, if it come back down, then essentially we want to see is this support going to be able to hold? Because again, we're essentially looking at this possibility of a H breakdown, and then that will take us down to retest the October last year low and possibly get lower than that. So, but we'll take a look at that when it get down to that area. And on the Russell 2000, we saw this Russell 2000 kind of book through. We saw it book through here, and then come back up. Try to reclaim this this level here. Essentially, we're looking at this H breakdown. So we want to see could it have any follow through and come back up at this 1140. And if it can, if it can make it back up to that 1140, because we also got this low trend line as well. So that could be, in confluence with this area here. So again, we're basically looking at this December low here, or December close. So we're going to see is there some follow through coming up to push it to higher. If it's not, then we're basically looking for this thing to kind of retrace itself and get back down to retest the October close, and also in confluence with this 127 extension somewhere around that 1050 area. So the key level to keep an eye on is this 1140 and the 1050 area. Okay, so that's the index. Well, let's go and take a look at the Dow Jones also. We're also seeing the looking at the Dow Jones, that's a possibility that it could come up and test this 16,740 area. Kind of give us a push through. So you're essentially also seeing this little band here, and would be something of this ascending triangle. So we want to see us kind of break through this level here, this 17,068. That would also be another support. I mean a resistance level. The December 16 close. So we kind of keep an eye on these level as resistance, and the possibility of coming back down to the 16,000 level as support. And if we break that 16,000, then most likely I will see it retrace back down and retest this 15,372. So we're going to keep an eye on these level here. Okay, and so we'll see how this thing react when it get up here to see would it be able to push through and test this resistance and then come back down and retest and see could it form a zigzag on a higher high, higher low. If that is the case, then we'll be able to start monitoring higher level up here, and then maybe for a potential year-end rally to push it up and try to test to the previous high. But that's a lot of if, right? So we just have to kind of keep an eye on the market and with these scenario in mind. Okay, so let's take a look at the stock, and the one that we've been following is also Apple. This key see Apple is kind of bouncing off this 618 and holding up these 106 level support. It seems to be staying above this level here. So right now we're essentially looking at to see could it get up to this 50% level, and essentially we are saying that it still have to contend with this 117. And if we get up to this 117, I think the resistance will be this 119 as well. This 120 level here. So these are the two levels to watch. I think the first one is this 117. If we could take out this 117, then we're going to watch this this resistance down here at this 120 area, and the key thing is, it had to hold above this 106, and if it can't hold above this 106, then it's most likely we're going to see it to come back down and retest this low, and then maybe it will give us a little bit of a H breakdown again. We're essentially watching this pattern here, this potential pattern, right? And if it could come up and do this, right, then that would be a nice zigzag on the uptrend. Then we could maybe look at the possibility of having this thing break back above the high. Okay. Now Facebook, we're talking about that coming up and break out of this 91 area. Right, and it came down and tested the the 50%, which is the 86, 85. We're talking about this 85 level of support, and it bounced back and then bumped up against this 191. Then it broke through on this 91 last Friday. So right now we're still looking at the possibility of this these levels up here, as possible resistance. Okay. On this 93, and if we get up that this trend line here somewhere around these pivot high, so essentially this trend line, if we could break about this trend line, then this 97 and get above this 97, then we could be looking at Facebook possibly get back out up the previous high. And again, we are also looking at this price channel. Remember this price channel that we've been talking about for a while. This price channel, so and that price channel brings it up to somewhere around this 105 area. Okay, so if it could come back up to this 105, 106. Okay, so that's Facebook here, and let me get back to the daily. And then the next one is Amazon. Amazon, again, we're talking about staying within this channel and working itself up, try to break above this 540. If we could get up to this 540, then we're talking about the possibility of getting back up and retest the old high. Okay, so right now we essentially see, would there be any follow to come up to this 540 and then be able to break about that 540. So if we could get about this pivot point here, then we could be essentially looking at the possibility for this thing to move up and tag this 580, this upper channel here. And if it break down to this this area here, this 382, essentially go below the 500 level, then we could look at the the retest of this area here, these pivot, essentially this 466 level. Okay, and the Netflix, we talked about breaking out of this this triangle here last week. Right, so it booked you on the upside. So right now we're also looking at the possibility of this trend line here as resistance. So we're going to see will it be able to come up to this 114 area essentially. Okay, and if it can hold this this little bit this trend line here, then we probably take a look at it to come back and retest this particular trend line and possibly get back up to essentially just trying to see could it hold this 618 somewhere around this 97 area. Okay, so if it could hold this 97, then it's still within this this little wedge here, right, and above this rising trend line, and this is a possibility that it could do this, right, and then get into this apex and then get a breakdown or breakout. So it's kind of watch for that. So essentially, come up to this 114 or break down, come back down to this 97. So those are the levels that I will be watching for the coming week. And here's Google. Same thing with Google. It tends to trading within this little wedge here, and right now it seems to try to come up to the 680 here. But I want to see would it be able to get above this 656 area, 650 or 660 area here. Okay, if we could get above this pivot, and we could see it come up and tag this trend line, possibly get back up at these level here at the somewhere around the 680, 690 area, to the 700 level. Okay. And then on Twitter, we talked about the trend line that it tried to break, And if we break this trend line, we still have to contend with this 27 level as resistance, and even though it could get back above that, then this 29.50 is also a resistance that you have to contend with. So right now we want to see, can it get above this 27. If it could get above this 27, then we'd be looking at this 29.50. But if it come back below this trend line, then we're probably looking at the possibility for us to come back and retest this 21. Okay, and then on Tesla finally got a little bounce after this 50%. And thing is, right now we're essentially looking for it to see, can it get back about this 254 and possibly make it up to this trend line here on the this trend line here near the 260 area, right, the 265. Okay, so and if we could get about that trend line, then we're basically looking at these this pivot, to see if it could take out this pivot here and get back up to this 271. Okay, so essentially we're looking for Tesla to see, could it take out this 254 and get up to this trend line, and then we'll see can it break above that trend line. And if it can't do that, let's say it fail up here, then we're essentially looking for it to come back down and retest this this area here, this 236, 237, and then possibly get back down to this 618. And wouldn't be surprised to see it come back, essentially come down to these level here. Right. Okay, so and then ultimately maybe get down and retest this 190, this low here. So we'll see, and I mean anything is possible. All we could do is to kind of put up some scenario and then start watching it to see which one play out. Then we take appropriate action to trade it accordingly. Okay, and then the IBB, we talked about the IBB on this potential engulfing candle breakout. Right? We're saying that we don't want this type of a candle down here, because then there won't be much of a follow to. But and it did exactly what we like to see, that it came up, right, building up and then shoot it through. So maybe we could get some follow to and get up to get back up and maybe test these level here. So at these 320. So we just kind of keep an eye on that. Wouldn't be surprised that it might come back and retest this this level here a bit before, so maybe it do a little bit like this, so maybe come down, and then do a little bit follow up. So if be nice, we get a low flag develop here, then get some nice push up here. So we'll keep an eye on that to see how this thing hold up. It could be just a little bit of a short covering rally here, who knows, right? And it could just fall flat and come back down, and we test this low, then it does the the H pattern breakdown that we sort of kind of monitoring right now, right? Okay, and let's go and take a look at the TOT, okay, the long-term 20-year bond ETF here. And we're saying that in order for us to get a good sense that the market is betting the rate hike is not going to occur, is we need to see this thing break out of this trend line here and get back above this pivot and possibly get up to this 133 area. Okay, so right now we have a little surge initially on Friday after the job report, but then it pulled back. So we're still kind of keeping an eye on it to see. I think the market is still kind of debating of whether or not. But as we see some of the earnings coming out starting this coming week, and more these earnings indicating some sign of weakness and that sort of thing in the upcoming quarter, or in the forward-looking statement, then we'll probably see this thing will kind of price in a no interest rate hike this year in the 2015. Then we could see the also looking at the dollar, You can see the dollar actually came down a bit, when the job report came out, and also it kind of reversed a little bit and recapture most of its losses last Friday. So we definitely do not want to see the dollar to come back up and break this trend line and get back up at this pivot. We want this thing to come down and possibly break this level here. Right? Otherwise, then the dollar get too strong, and that will continue to impact the earning growth for the for the U.S. company that do most of the business or have a lot of business. Growth depend on international market. Okay, and if we go back and take a look at the dollar futures, okay, we see that we're talking about this. Let's see this. This descending triangle here, and we're saying that if we break above this 98.42, that's bad news, and want to see it to come down to 93.30 and break this support here. Okay, so that's basically a little bit of a wrap up on the on some of the stock and also the market. So although I got an impressive day last Friday, a lot of people think that might be a little bit of a reversal day. Still haven't seen much of a technical internal the market breadth and that kind of stuff to indicate that we have made a bottom yet. But you never know, so we basically just have to keep an eye on the price action and the breadth to see will we get some sort of confirmation or indication that maybe this correction have ran its course and is ready to make a move back up for a year-end rally. Okay, good luck.